to Working in the Shop with Brett. Today we're gonna wrap a shotgun slug barrel. Now, if you bought one brand new and you don't have a scope on it, it's pretty easy to do. Or if you have one such as this Remington 870 to where there's actual bolts right here to unbolt it, makes it a lot easier. The Mossberg, on the other hand, it is built into the barrel. It's just one big piece. But we're gonna wrap this up as if you've already set it in your gun. It's ready to go. Now, I know the first thing you're gonna say is you've already disassembled the gun. The sight's gonna be off. I've hunted for years and years and years with swapping out slug barrels for bird barrels, and I've never had a problem. What we're gonna do is we're gonna act like this scope right here is poison. We're not gonna touch it, we're not gonna mess with it, we're not gonna bump it, so it stays where it needs to be. So, with that being said, let's go over what you need to have in order to wrap your slug barrel. So the first thing you're gonna need, of course, is your slug barrel. You're gonna need the wrap for your barrel. Next, you're gonna need an X-Acto knife, marker, tape, a pair of scissors. Gloves are optional. I do suggest that you use gloves. A ruler. You're gonna need some acetone or some kind of cleaner of sorts, a rag of some sorts, and then also a heat gun or a blow dryer. So let's get started. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take your marker and you're gonna mark your barrel. Now you're gonna mark your barrel before your disassembly, where it sits into the receiver. Why is that important? Because your wrap cannot go into the receiver. So with it assembled, you wanna take your marker and you're gonna mark your barrel. Now you can see my mark right here and then my mark on the other side. And I'm gonna take my tape, and I don't wanna warp my tape. That's why electrical tape isn't the best and white tape's better, because it doesn't warp like this. So what it does, it actually gives you a guideline to trim up your wrap. So you'll know exactly where to use your X-Acto knife to trim up your covering here, your wrap. Next step is to grab your wrap and look at your barrel. And they always make it longer and bigger, Mossyoak does. You can see that there's way more coverage here. And you can trim this down now if you really want. So I want to have a little extra because I'm going to do some spots here and there with the extra. The next thing you got to do, again, put it against here. But what we need to do is figure out right here, this little area. So what you're going to do, I've already pre-done it, is you're gonna measure with your ruler the distance across, all the way across, split that in half. And know where this is at. Take a mental note of where on this paper, or mark it where it's at. And you're gonna find the middle, draw a straight line down, and then you can see right here there's a little T. That's where this part is gonna be bumped against it when we wrap it. And I've already cut this out, this T, with an X-Acto knife. But I like to do the long cut with a pair of scissors. If you're better with a straight edge, an X-Acto knife, you can do that too. Okay, so we got it cut. You can see how it pries apart in that T, because what we're gonna do is this floppy part, it's going to be at the bottom, while the other part goes up top. So we're working the bottom side this way first. But before we put this on, we're going to actually put our gloves on and we're going to clean the barrel. So I'm going to be using acetone, but you can use any kind of cleaner you want. Just make sure it's something with a lot of alcohol in it. So if you want to do 99% alcohol, you do that. You really don't want to get the alcohol on your hands. So we're gonna hold like this. We're gonna start cleaning that barrel as much as possible. So the barrel's dry. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start wrapping. So what we're gonna do is we're going to take a wrap, and it's easier to take it off from this solid area first down. And you want to have your heat gun already plugged in ready, or your blow dryer, whatever, and your X-Acto knife. We got a wrap, and I'm going to sit this right here. And I got to try to square it up with that spot. And again, it can be moved if it's in the wrong spot. So I'm going to find this spot first. I'm not doing any kind of pressure yet until I know I'm in the right spot. Got it. You want to make sure this is up and even right here. And just run your finger through that bottom, like so. Make sure you get all the air bubbles out and make sure you don't drop it. Get the end of the barrel right there. Next, we're going to work from right here on one side. See if I can get a better shot. From right here up. We're going to get that flat on one side first. So start doing it slowly. You don't want to rush this process, because if you rush the process, you start getting air bubbles. And also you can get wrinkles. And if you get a bunch of wrinkles, just you can take it back off. Try not to bend it, and then reapply. You have a wrinkle right here, so I'm going to pop this back, push that wrinkle out. So if you start wrinkling up and you're having a hard time with it, it's time for the heat gun. That heat gun will actually help out quite a bit, taking those out. So let's go ahead and work this other side back. Okay, next I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to cut it right here. So you see I have this overlap here. I can leave that or cut it off. That's kind of a personal preference. Oh, arms get tired. Now we're down here to where get that little rise right there. So we're going to also bring in again the heat gun, or sorry, the X-Acto knife. I'm going to really find that edge. I'm going to cut that out. So there we go. That one side looks pretty good so far, but trying to handle it like this and make a video, I've actually pushed down the other side, so I'm going to have to go back through and do that side. Looking good so far. Now we got a little bit of a tear down here. Oh, and an under wrap, so I'm gonna have to fix that real fast. So I've re-cleaned it, and what I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna overlap from here and over with this other strip, which can be challenging. but I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna find out where the other overlap was. Right there. So matched up that line that I broke apart. Right there, you can see it right here. So we're matching up. Get that really into those crevices, like really pinch in there where this edge meets up. Okay, got that. Move this over. And we'll start from this side, coming across. Just like that. So we're back to here, back to this spot. Gonna need to cut and get your X-Acto knife back out. Cut that across. And you continue bringing this wrap across. Oh, see, we got a little spot right here. We'll fix that. A little heat gun action. Boom. Fixed up. And the thing is, when you do a shotgun, you're always going to have this little open area in the bottom with any shotgun barrel. But the thing is, your front furniture covers it. So it doesn't matter what kind of shotgun you have, you're going to have that. Now, if you have extra scraps from doing the whole gun, you can always cover that up if you want. Right here at the bottom, cut that. And then, again, I'm going to come across this bottom line right here, this line right here, and I'm going to cut that off. So it looks really nice right there. Let's go ahead and trim this up. Remember, we have our tape line right here, so we need to find it. Just use your thumbnail, put this down, just get your thumbnail and press it. So you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but that little indent right here from the tape. So you're gonna take your X-Acto knife and go along that little imprint and just cut it off from there. Pull it off. Let's get some heat on it again. Press it down. And then we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. That's what we got so far. Now let's trim up the barrel. Now that's really easy. Let's give it some heat. And just kind of make sure everything's pressed down where you want it. And then you get your X-Acto knife out again. You don't want it on the front of the barrel. You don't want it curled in front at all. I'm just going to slice this edge right at the top. You just want the wrap to be on the outside and not on the inside of the gun. That's what we have so far. Nice wrapped shotgun slug gun barrel. So it is the next day, and I decided to wrap the whole gun after I did that video. With the barrel, I did add heat to it just to make sure everything was sticking right. Got rid of any air bubbles I found, which luckily I only found a couple, maybe 3, and just repaired those real quick. But it looks beautiful. And with the extra little strips I cut out, I added them right up here and on the other side. That top seam, if you remember I did the repair, the top seam is all the way across evenly. And this whole thing turned out beautiful, beautiful. It's like when you see somebody and they look down and out, and the next day they accept Christ, they look like a brand new person, because they are. Hope this helped you guys out. If you like what you saw, please give the channel a like and subscribe. Until next time, God bless you.